Hey brother, are you carrying a heavy burden right now? Are you carrying some grief, sadness? Are you feeling overwhelmed emotionally? Did you receive some news that's really heavy? Maybe it's some news about a loss of a friend, a family member, or a loved one that you care very much about. Maybe it's the loss of a relationship, or maybe it's a heavy diagnosis for yourself or someone that you care deeply about. And maybe right now you're feeling multiple emotions that are swirling around inside of you. Maybe it's a mix of anger, frustration, sadness, grief, confusion, all the heavy, powerful emotions swirling around inside of you, and you can't even identify what you're feeling, but you know that what you're feeling is too much. And maybe you used to deal with those problems by numbing and distracting yourself with alcohol and picking up the bottle and drinking, or using a substance that'll numb you out so you don't have to feel those powerful feelings. And that's understandable that you don't want to feel these feelings, but you also know that by engaging with these substances, it actually creates more problems in your life, and so you don't want to fall back into that trap. So if you're feeling tempted to numb out and distract, it's natural that you don't want to feel these feelings. I've been there before. You're not alone. But you also know that if you choose to pick up that substance and poison yourself, that you're going to create more problems than you solve. My name is Ed Hegan. I'm a former New York City firefighter and a mindfulness meditation coach. And I teach people to deal with stress and find inner peace by understanding their emotions and learning to regulate their nervous system. So sit with me for a few minutes and understand that these feelings that you're feeling are really natural and normal. And the wanting to get rid of these feelings is also natural and normal. But in the past, you've attempted to get rid of these feelings. And when you use a powerful toxic substance to get rid of these feelings, although it may provide temporary relief, it creates more problems than it solves. And we know this. Our grief and sadness that we're feeling right now is just a love for something that we're losing. It's a pain that we need to feel, and we can't bypass it. The only way through these feelings is to go through them. We can't bypass them. We can't ignore them. We can't put them on the shelf. We can't numb them or distract ourselves from them. We must face them. So can you dare to be brave enough to face these feelings with me? Can we start this practice here and now together by sharing a few deep breaths that can ground us into the present moment? We can take a few deep breaths into the belly and relax our bodies, shifting ourselves from a stressful state into a calm and relaxed state. And we can do that by breathing into the belly, by moving our belly button away from our spine and filling up our belly with air. And we breathe deeply and slowly through the nose, holding it for a couple seconds and releasing it really slowly. Try a few of these healing and nourishing breaths with me now. First off, exhale all the air out of your lungs. Inhale slowly and deeply through the nose and fill your belly. Now fill your chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and blow it out slowly like smoke. Inhale slowly and deeply through the nose. Fill your belly. Fill your chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly blow it out like smoke. Continue to do a few more of these breaths, breathing slowly in through the nose, filling up your belly, filling up your chest. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and blow it out slowly. This is a great time for you to just settle into your body. Give yourself a little kindness and nourishment, and allow yourself to simply feel what needs to be felt. A lot of the sadness and anger and grief and overwhelm that we fear is just a form of sadness for the love that we're losing, for something that we fear losing, something that we feel is very dear and important to us. If there's a threat that we're going to lose it, or if we do lose it due to something natural or something accidental, it doesn't matter. Sitting with this loss, this sense of loss, or this fear of anticipated loss is a really powerful weight that we carry. So can we simply sit with it and allow ourselves to feel all of these feelings? As you continue to breathe deeply and slowly, I would ask you to just start to pay attention to what you're feeling and where. Maybe you're feeling some pressure in your head. Maybe you can start at the top of your head and do a body scan. Are you feeling any tension in your eyes, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands? Any tension in your chest or your belly? Maybe your hips or your legs, your shins, your feet. Wiggle those toes. Any tension in your legs or your hips or your belly? Any tightness or feelings in your chest or your neck or your face or your jaw? Where are you carrying tension and stress, sadness or grief? Just simply try to acknowledge what you're feeling. See, this grief doesn't know where to go, and your nervous system can feel overwhelmed with these big feelings. And so when we reach for a drink, we're just trying to escape the pain, when in reality, what we need is presence. We need to feel our feelings in small, gentle doses. And in this way, if we can just simply acknowledge what we're feeling and where we're feeling, whatever we're feeling in our body, tightness, tension, stress, nervousness, sadness, fear, if you can try to name it and release it, you can simply breathe deeply and feel what needs to be felt. And in this way, we honor, in small doses, these overwhelming feelings. Little by little, we can feel what needs to be felt and release it instead of numbing it and putting it on hold. Because guess what? If we want to bypass it and ignore our feelings or pour some booze on it, we're only going to temporarily escape that pain. And we come out of our hangover or our bender, or when we sober up, we're still going to have those feelings inside of us. Yet our nervous system will probably be fried from using. And now we'll have two problems. The original problem we had, plus a hangover and some addiction. So let's dare to be brave enough to simply sit with the fullness of these feelings and feel it little by little in little doses. So continue to breathe and just stay present, stay connected to your body, and let yourself feel what needs to be felt. And we can ask ourselves a few questions to help to prompt us in this journey. We can ask ourselves, what are you feeling right now? Without trying to fix it, what are you feeling right now? See if you can identify some of those feelings. Maybe name it. I feel sadness. I feel anger. I feel hurt. I feel fear. I feel confusion. I feel lonely. I feel weak. Whatever it is you're feeling, let yourself simply identify it and feel it as you continue to breathe deeply in through the nose. Ask yourself, if I take a drink or a drug and I numb myself, what is the feeling that I'm looking to avoid? What feeling am I afraid to feel? Ask yourself that. What feeling are you trying to numb yourself from feeling? And can you dare to just feel a little bit of it in this moment? Can you simply breathe deeply and dare to feel a little bit of the feeling that you're looking to escape? Where does that feeling of sadness and grief live in your body? Where do you feel it the most? Maybe it's in your belly or your chest. Maybe you can take your right hand and put it on your heart, and your left hand and put it on your belly. And maybe you can simply just gently press and offer yourself some tenderness, kindness, and acknowledgement of these heavy feelings, and show up for the version of yourself that you need. Maybe you can be for yourself what you need. Maybe you can offer yourself the nourishment, the kindness, the compassion, the tenderness, the love that you need right now in this moment as you breathe deeply. It's a gift that you give to yourself. Can you stay with the feeling for a couple more breaths and just feel what needs to be felt? Can you breathe in kindness and acceptance? Can you exhale stress and tension? If your pain could speak to you right now, what would it say to you? If it could communicate something to you without feeling judged, what would it say to you right now? And what would it feel like to offer yourself just this little bit of kindness and compassion and love and tenderness? What does it feel like to offer yourself the love and affection you really need, the warmth and kindness that you really want to feel right now? And you might want to ask yourself, what part of you is hurting the most right now? And can you breathe into that part of you that's hurting and crying right now? Can you imagine this part of you like a younger brother that is scared and alone and afraid, that doesn't understand his or her emotions and feelings? And can you go over and put your arms around that child and offer that child the love, affection, compassion, support, and nourishment that they really need right now, to just be kind and loving and accepting without judgment? Can you breathe deeply and offer this to yourself? Can you acknowledge that your sadness and your feelings are sacred emotions that mean that you love deeply and that you care deeply and that you have loving, deep connections with the people that you love in your life, and that these intense feelings are a sign of those powerful emotions that you share with other people? And this is just proving that you're strong enough to feel whatever you need to feel without turning to booze, without having to pour alcohol on it or rewire your life with unhealthy substances. And I'm so proud of you for just simply being here with these heavy feelings and for simply acknowledging the pain that you're feeling. It's not easy to do this, but you're taking the first step toward being emotionally intelligent enough to offer yourself the nourishment and care when you need it, when you're going through a difficult time. So continue to breathe deeply. Show up for yourself. Offer yourself the love and compassion you need. And sit with and dare to feel the emotions that are overwhelming sometimes. Feel them little by little and release them bit by bit. Anytime you feel a temptation to numb and distract yourself, sit with the feeling. And instead of numbing yourself, feel what needs to be felt. Release it little by little. And in time, my hope is that you won't feel the need to want to numb and distract yourself, but you can actually make friends with these heavy emotions. And I encourage you afterward to continue to sit with the feelings. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Continue to breathe deeply through the nose into the belly for the rest of the day. Continue to remind yourself that you're here to support yourself. And if you want some one-on-one guidance, if you want to receive a custom meditation that I'll guide, and it's specifically tailored for the pain points that you're dealing with in your life right now, you can send me a DM or sign up for a free discovery call at edwoodstock.com. And we can work on a meditation and some breath work that can help you to manage and mitigate some of the stresses in your life. So please share this with somebody that you think might benefit from its message. And I'm really proud of you for being brave and courageous enough to show up, to confront these heavy and powerful emotions that can feel scary sometimes, and for choosing to face these emotions with clarity, with bravery, and with courage. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you tune in next time, and I hope you feel better. And if you want to chat one-on-one, you can send me a DM or reach out to me at edwoodstock.com.